tired of women.
That's no good. This
Come on, man.
Stealing our parents' credit card.
Let's clap for that, you stupid bastard.
The fruit basket.
Hello.
It's the Head Empty podcast once again.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the case all the time. But
Right.
particularly empty today.
Seriously. Well, we had just the laziest day possible today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, well, it's my day off, and I usually take Tuesdays for my full day to do absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done absolutely nothing.
Good.
I played Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Hey, you're loving the shit out of that game.
Dude, it's so good. I mean, the characters that you unlock to play as are so unexpected. I was not expecting the latest one.
Yeah.
It's so fun. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. How's your day been?
Good. Equally as lazy. Basically was just looking up more things to cook on the green egg and how to do it.
Dude, I mean, it's incredible what you've already come up with. So, hello everybody. This is an impromptu episode. Since tomorrow, you'll be getting your sweet little second vaccine.
Yeah. What? Can we stop because making it cute?
Yeah, your cutesy little vaccine. You'll get a little
ouchie.
Sonic the Hedgehog Band-Aid.
It's gonna be funny because I'm gonna refuse the sticker. No offense to anybody who gets it. I'm not judging you.
Wait, you can? Oh, they give you I'm vaccinated. Sticker,
Yeah, and
right?
I'm just gonna be like, no, thank you.
I thought it was literally a Fauci ouchie sticker.
Oh God, I would want to kill myself.
I would kill myself too on the spot. I'd take the syringe
This.
straight into the eyeball.
Oh yeah, new chair.
Yes, new chair.
Yeah.
My dress is in the background with
Yeah.
lots of new stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So second vaccine tomorrow. But first green egg. Yeah, head empty.
Yeah.
So,
So the green egg, how have things been going with that? So the green egg is a grill that I got Jordan for his birthday a week or two ago. And since you've been absolutely killing it, so tell us more.
yeah. So I've done two things so far. I've done a smoke try. So it's not just a grill. It's also a smoker. But what makes it unique and why this particular brand has such a cult around it is because it is ceramic completely, which I'm sure a lot of them are. If you get more expensive ones, but these are less than Traeger's, those really expensive ones.
Yeah.
And so so basically how everything's worked out is you have the fire underneath it, and then you have the ceramic piece you put on top, and then the grill grate can go on top of that.
Yes.
And then you can low and slow the meat for a while, on a low temperature, and then with the tri-tip, it was low and slow for a long time, not that long actually, about an hour, until it gets a certain internal temperature, and then just fucking crank it up so the flames are roaring, and then reverse sear it on both sides. So
how do you crank it up?
So there's two vents, there's the one on the top and there's one on the side.
Do you just increase the oxygen?
Exactly.
Okay, so you open up both to really crank the heat.
Yep.
How hot have you gotten it before?
I had to get it for the tri-tip. I had to get it up to 600.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
600 degrees.
And then the which is
that's hotter than the sun.
I know. It was a little bit frightening because it was because I was and I don't have good. I need grill gloves that I can have more dexterous movement with.
Yes.
And then yesterday
we'll get you some.
I did chicken drumsticks. That turned out really, really good.
So freaking good.
So I think next I'm gonna probably do those elk chops that we have.
Oh my god, we also have steaks in there. Oh, we have so much good stuff. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and the chair is new. My old one, the seal on the up and down thing. It just
kept lowering.
Yeah, because it was all so I'd find myself all of a sudden being
the gravity of being pulled to hell.
Yeah,
was really pulling us down. So
yeah.
Finally, we have a heavenly chair.
I think
a divine chair.
And I think it started to get worse after we got the vaccination. So I think because Bill Gates put the mark of the beast on me, then now
the mark of the beast, yeah,
it's dragging me down to hell.
The little circular, the Sasuke eyeball, the thing that he gets. The 3 6s in his eyes,
Yeah.
the Sasuke eye.
But we found the magic of Overstock.com, which
Yeah,
it's bizarre, like because they give you sales constantly, and then they like it gets to the point that they're like, just take furniture for free, just take it, for the love of God, just take our furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one of them on there. So I was looking for like something kind of stylish, but also like kind of ergonomic, and this worked. And then we got like a cool mid-century modern chair for the living room.
Dude, the chair in the living room, fantastic.
Mhm.
We just have like a few more things to furnish, and we'll be like done with this place. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Mhm.
I'm super excited for this place to fully come together. But
I
like
am.
slowly, we've made it into like this beautiful. Our living room is so nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
To brag a little bit, our living room has become very tasteful and gay.
Well, I think that I think it's not.
And those two things are synonymous.
Most of our audience are gay people, so I think they can appreciate that we're just better at this.
That's true. Yep.
Just generally speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, vaccine tomorrow, and yeah, like I'm pretty annoyed, like just at the thought of like managed to not get sick for like over a year,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go take something that will probably make me sick.
Yeah, that you voluntarily get sick for.
But whatever. It's like it's a bunch of different reasons for me. Like I was telling you, it's very similar to like I would say like 60% of this for me is kind of like why I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, even though I hated her.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
Well, yeah, I should grab that. That was a perfect time for that drop. 'Cause I don't think some people have heard it, which is one of my favorites.
Right.
Where is it? There we go.
Yeah. I'm Hillary Clinton.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and
I'm kind of retarded.
So yeah.
Her words, not ours.
No, it's, you know, she has a strange way of like wavering her voice, and so. Yes, like I voted for her just because like, and I it wasn't so much as like a decision at that point. It was just more like or like what I knew was coming was just people absolutely going fucking insane over the next year, and then trying to talk people off the ledge on a few things, and they like people have to so put you into a binary of something. Well, then you must have voted for Trump, and it's like no, I didn't vote for her.
Right.
But like also here's why she's a horrible warmongering criminal that ran a
jingoist.
terrible campaign, jingoist fucking asshole. Who ran such a terrible campaign that she lost to Donald Trump. So
Right.
it was useful for that. So like the vaccine is going to be part of that for me. It's just like because we have two types of people that we have to talk to, right? It's like we either have like QAnon people in our lives, or we have the equally as culty people like in the liberal class that just I think love the power that this wields them, like this like scolding and this like really annoying gay shit. And so
I was telling you earlier today, I have a colleague whose parents I recently met in an enclosed room, and this colleague and their parents were all three of them wearing masks, and I wasn't wearing mine.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a mask instinctively, and I was like, oh wait, and then I said out loud, no worries guys, I'm vaccinated. Not a big deal. And then my colleague was like, oh yeah, the three of us are vaccinated too, fully. And I was like, then what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing masks around? And this is like a colleague that I see often and should trust by this point. Like I'm not generally sick and I definitely don't have COVID. So like, you're vaccinated. Wouldn't you just take off the mask? Like, why are the three of you wearing masks? You're not old.
Right.
Why are the three of you wearing masks indoors in a small group setting?
And then it's like, you know, it's the same thing of just like, you know, people I know that have gotten both doses are like still wearing masks outdoors. It's like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, and also too, it's like,
what was all this for?
Well, and that's the thing, right? So it's like, you know, we have been literally to like a cultish degree. Like it's like their mantra, like trust the science. I'm like, fine, I do, got it, cool.
Why don't you trust this ass to drop it low, dude?
And we do. So, but it's like, why don't you all start behaving in a way that actually is scientific? So then skeptical people will get the vaccine. Because you're delegitimate, like you know.
Even the CDC is like, you don't have to wear them if you're fully vaccinated. You don't have to wear them like outdoors. You don't have to wear them like unless you're in a big group setting, which is also like stupid. Like why should you? But that's what the CDC is saying. I was in a room with 4 people total.
Right. Yeah. It's
and they were like, yeah, we're all vaccinated.
It's this thing too. Like I mean, it really chapped my ass because we went to this this restaurant in LA or like restaurant bar kind of thing.
Oh God,
and,
yeah,
dude, can you remember all the COVID protocols they had? It was
Okay,
fucking
there's a QR code on the telephone pole right outside, or the power line pole right outside the entrance to the restaurant. You have to scan it with your phone, open it on your phone, fill out a questionnaire, like a Google Doc questionnaire or whatever, Google Forms, where it's like, are you experiencing these symptoms? Do you have COVID? Have you been around anybody with COVID? What is your phone number? What's your email address? Do you agree to the terms or whatever? And then you have to show that you completed that form. Excuse me. And then you have to get your temperature taken by the door person.
That one for me, like if we even pre-COVID, I never really was interested in going out anyway. Like, plus, for one pitcher of cocktail, it was like, what, $60?
Yeah, $60.
Which the person we went with was like, this is a good deal. I'm like, oh, it's not a good deal.
Yeah, and also, like, it wasn't like, I don't know. Like, they said it was like doubles. It was...
I mean, I made the same
like
drink
normal.
the other day. And it was
so fucking
good. It was
good.
like...
And cheap.
And cheap, yeah.
You made us, like, what, like 4 total cocktails.
Yeah.
And, like, a thing of watermelon, cost $3?
It was like $3. I just blended it and poured it over vodka.
Blended it with vodka and ice. That's it.
And then the food I made was better than what they had there. It's just like, it's
and
like
you said it cost you $13 total to make dinner.
Completely. Like that includes salad and
we have leftovers.
Yes. So, like that kind of shit is just like why I like cooking. I enjoy it. I like feeding people. I don't really like need the ambiance of these kinds of places to feel alive.
Particularly if they're going to be fucking weird about
it was like COVID. It was fucking weird. So like my point of all that is like when I have this card, which we have like our little laminated cases, I'm gonna bring it to places like that, and they're like, "Oh, you need to take your temperature." I'm gonna be like, "No,
I don't have it." Because look,
and if they give me shit, it's like, "Well, we're trusting the science, right?"
Yeah.
This isn't scientific. What you're doing isn't scientific. It's not helpful, and it's a performance. It's fucking security theater. Stop it. Stop. And like, and I think that like really what it's gonna take are people who were like rational and kind of like weighed the pros and cons of getting it, like we did. We chose to get it, and then people like us and probably a lot of you just going no to things that don't make sense anymore. Like, even when this first started, like wearing a mask outdoors in the sun, never did it, never made sense.
Very early on, they were like, "Yeah, sun kills it."
Yeah, that was like super understood. So like,
vaccine passports,
right? Which is like more like I'm not even like using it in those kinds of like ways. It's going to be more just like a like getting to just say no. Like the temperature checking thing. I think you agree with me. It's like so dehumanizing.
Yeah.
Like I'm taller than most people, so to kind of like bend down and there's like this pointing a gun at my head, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Right.
I really hate this. I've hated it we only had to do it a handful of times, but like this place was so aggressive, and then you understand why. Like we were at a table, and this like aggressively liberal white lady was like so excited that she was talking to gay people that she like said it.
Yeah,
it was fucking weird, and like it's just this is the kind of shit. It's like all the same type of people, and like this kind of head empty shit that like again like I honestly think that like this sort of like the Dr. Fauci video and like this kind of stuff is doing vaccines. It's like if you don't like this vaccine isn't cute, it's not fun. It's like it is literally a health procedure that we're all enduring to make it so we can all go back to normal.
Right.
So if the messaging, but it's like liberals can't get out of their own way. It's like this thing where it's got to be cute, it's got to be fun, it's got to be cringy. And if they just were to tell people who were skeptical or whatever of like, hey, like, you may not like this, but this is going to be the means through which we can stop wearing masks and go back to normal. Mm-hmm. Like, so.
Did you see that New York Times article that was like, the United States is never going to find herd immunity?
Yeah.
And of course, they hide their articles behind a paywall and shit.
Right.
So I saw a thread that was just detailing everything that they said. The headline is so fucking misleading, but these are anxiety-inducing headlines that send people into a panic. They restrict the information behind a paywall, so these panicked people cannot read the information that is published in the article
unless they pay money.
And then of course the information in the article has nothing to do with herd immunity being the only solution to getting past this.
Right.
Herd immunity is just like, ideal, but we can also just reduce it down to containment, which is what vaccines do. They contain the virus between people who might not be able to get it, so we can trace it better and stop it in its tracks.
I have not understood the extreme argument in either directions. I know I've said a version of this on here, but it's like okay, the QAnon people, right? Like they don't want to get it, but to them it's about how the vaccines are going to cause like mass death. But it's like you clearly made it clear in the beginning you don't care about mass death. Liberals who were screaming and crying about the deaths that were happening before them. Most people I know don't know anybody directly that actually died. I do accept that it killed a ton of people. They don't really care. Like, if it's not directly happening to you, my point is, like, you don't really care. You don't really care.
You physically don't have the capacity.
And that's what I've said before, is it's like there are 8 billion people on this planet. People die in excruciating, horrible ways that isn't even dying in a hospital. Just
Literally,
awful shit.
150,000 people die a day.
Yeah. I mean, and if you were to...
And that's a rough estimate.
And if you were to consider this kind of death, like through like starvation or like diseases that... because the country's underdeveloped or whatever, these horrible ways of dying, you would want to kill yourself every single day. So like, and the reality is, like, as humans, like, we are tribal. So it's like you really only have the empathy and compassion to care about your tribe, which is like a maximum of about 20 people. You know, like, that's really about it. Like, I mean, even family members, like, I'm just sort of like, I don't really care what happens to you. I mean, like, let's just be real, you know, but like the ones that are like tight with me, it's like, okay, well, you know, then I would care, obviously. So I'm glad, like, the older ones that I care about got it, the vaccination, I mean. So, and, you know, and then there are some people in your family, like, it's possible they're kind of teetering on maybe doing it too, just because I talk to them like this. It's just, it's like, they're like, oh, we don't want to get it because of this or whatever. And I say all that. I'm like, well, you know, let's all be real. Like, you bring up the liberals first and how they don't care about mass death. And it's like, then what do you care about, like, to the public? It's like, if it does kill a bunch of people, it's like, well, then you were right. And you didn't get it. But also, I don't care if people don't. I don't really understand why, if people don't get the vaccine, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Can anyone...
Is that window still open there?
I think it is, but...
Yeah.
Shut up, Harley,
God,
you
the
stupid
dog.
bitch.
Yeah, pretty loud. They get so freaking rowdy. They're not even our dogs.
No. But yeah, like, I really don't understand. I don't understand why, like what the argument is for people, like, not getting the vaccine, and why that really matters. And, like, and also too, it's like, okay, so if there is something that I don't know, or we're not being told, they're doing a fucking shit job of it by, like, every move, like, othering these people. Like QAnon people are seen as the worst thing on the planet. It's like what Bernie Sanders said on Colbert the other day, of like, you don't believe in a conspiracy theory if everything in your life is going great, essentially. I'm paraphrasing.
Exactly.
And so
it's so
like,
funny that happened, like, because the night before we had that same conversation, I don't know with who, I forget who we were talking to.
Your parents.
Oh, my parents, yeah. Like, if the only reason you turn to things like QAnon is because your life is probably pretty shit.
Yeah.
There's turmoil in your life that makes you turn to these mythical, unstoppable forces to shift the blame upon. So, of course, you would turn to something like vampirism or like adrenochrome to make it so that your life has an explanation, an intangible explanation for why it's going wrong,
or like a purpose. You know what I mean?
Purpose,
like,
yeah.
because you're going to be the one that stops these psychic vampires, or like, and it's like, all right, well. Like, and it really, I mean, it's like an absence of spirituality, or like, you know, self-reflection. And this goes for like the culty liberals too. I mean, like, honestly, dude, like the cult of Fauci is like equally as spooky to me as like QAnon, and also supported by the entire media industrial complex. So it's like, and like, so my point of all that is that I don't, like, it seems the media is, by othering these people because they don't want to get it, it's like a how dare you kind of thing. And it's like, that's not how you... Shaming people into compliance does not work. So like, it's going to have the opposite of the desired effect. So
did I talk about the water bottle thing here, where we were getting shamed for our water bottle usage?
Not on the podcast though, no.
Oh my God, at my work they tried to shame us for leaving unfinished water bottles around, and like, I get it. Like, we shouldn't leave unfinished water bottles. We should write our names on them, and usually we're pretty good about that. But over the course of like a week, probably like 5 to 10 water bottles amassed. And so somebody gathered up all of those water bottles, put them on the break room like coffee table, and put a huge poster board on top of it that said, "Stop wasting water," in all caps in red pen. And I walk in when I see it, and I'm like, well, that's not going to work. I mean, that's just shaming people. Yeah. And that's just like the least effective way to get people to motivate.
And what did end up motivating people? It was West Virginia giving people $100 to get it.
Getting the vaccine. Yeah. To go back to the vaccine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally West Virginia just shelling out cash. to get the vaccine. Dude, I would have loved to get $100 to get the vaccine.
Fuck yeah. I mean, it's going to get it anyway, so it's like
Yeah, exactly.
double bonus, you know?
Exactly. And like, yeah, I mean, another like less direct way to get people to get the vaccine is to reduce COVID restrictions as people get vaccinated.
Correct.
And yet, like, cities and states are still mandating like outdoor masks or whatever. What city was that in? Pennsylvania or Philadelphia or something? Philadelphia.
I don't remember, but it was
There was a city in
it was a
some
Democrat-run thing, and then the governor or it was like
they overrode the CDC guidelines that said like you don't have to wear masks outside. They said no, we're going to require you to wear masks outside. Anytime you leave your house, mask on.
And the problem is the CDC is like wildly inconsistent. So like they put out a thing today about like summer camps and how those are going to be a thing, and kids have to like wear masks when they're outdoors unless they're swimming. And it's like, guys, like, do you want people to get it or not? Because like this, like if you guys keep doing this, like it's like, you know, and you know, trust in science is at an all-time low in government. And it's like, well, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It like, it's not. And I had this thought the other day that I think is like really important for like everybody to think about, even if you disagree with what I'm saying right now. But I think it like really is important to notice. Like, so like the two biggest things that happened during this last year were race protests, riots, or you want to call them, and coronavirus. Isn't it amazing that all of the institutions that caused all these things to happen, all the like elite, powerful people, the people who can actually like create legislation and change things, we elected a guy that pretty much caused all this failure to happen, meaning Joe Biden, and like in a big way, or like, you know, all these people who are these dinosaurs that have just been in control of legislation forever. But they have done a fantastic job of making it our problem as people who have no power. And now we are all fighting with each other over who's doing something worse, even though we have no power to actually change it. Like, even our votes don't really matter. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can do like local shit, which you all should do. But it's like,
which I'm really excited about because I actually changed my registration to be here.
Oh, good.
At this place. So I'm super stoked about that. The
Yeah,
next whatever election, I'll be able to, next midterm, I guess, I'll be able to vote for local politics here, which is great.
Yeah.
It's stuff that I like am confident in being able to enact change, unless, of course, fucking Garcia. Garcia is our mayor,
He
right?
is, yes.
I almost said Garcetti.
Yes.
Same person, though,
Basically,
honestly.
yeah.
Like both surrogates.
Just one's gay.
One's gay. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like Garcia, of course, like did definitely rig that one election for like the council person.
Most certainly.
But yeah, against that vegan guy. Remember him that you showed me?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like I'm super excited to vote in like local stuff. But yeah, we got to talk about
Well, there's just one like it's still on the same topic.
Okay,
like, real quick, because like this is just how head empty people are. So this is Alabama Public Health,
oh god damn it.
and they post this.
Darth Vader wears a mask to help himself. Thank you for continuing to wear a mask to help those around you. May the 4th be with you.
So like,
God damn it.
Okay, number one, Darth Vader was a villain, and his redemption arc was taking it off. So
You missed the point,
absolute
sweetheart.
fucking head
Look
empty.
at the ratio on that.
I mean, post The Mandalorian.
1.1 thousand comments, 627 quote tweets,
77
and only
likes.
77 likes.
Right. So that's you know,
Oh my god.
that's what liberals are doing, and it's just
That is so insane.
yeah.
Yeah, happy May 4th.
Happy May 4th.
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo.
It is. I had no idea until I had a friend text me saying to come over, but I was like, no.
You're going to be vaxxed up.
Mhm.
You're going to be paused up, baby.
Paused up, baby.
Vaccine, more like snack scene. I'm hungry. Vaccine, more like crack scene. I can't get enough of it, honey.
Yes. Slay queen. Yeah. What were you going to bring up before that? Sorry.
We gotta talk about Kathy Gaetz.
Oh, yeah. Kathy Gaetz.
How did this come to your brain?
Because my
Your
brain...
diseased brain.
Because my brain is like an ADHD riddled nightmare. So first, what came to my head was Paul Blart Mein Kampf, which I was just like laughing hysterically alone, like a crazy person about that. But I'm like, that's a little too spicy for Twitter, because I've just turned Twitter into not doing anything seriously anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I was like thinking about the movie Misery. And I was like, Kathy Bates, Matt Gaetz, Kathy Gaetz.
Kathy Gaetz, baby.
So yeah, Kathy Gaetz is in the house. It's
Can you do a Kathy Bates impression?
Uh,
I don't think she has like a.
my son Nestor. I don't know. She's just like a Southern lady most
Yeah,
of the time.
she is like a Southern lady.
Yeah, it's like, well, at least that's what she plays all the time. I love the shit out of Kathy Bates. She's like, yeah, I'm fat and ugly, but like I rule.
I don't think she's that ugly. You said that yesterday, and I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, she's not ugly.
She's kind of, it's kind of like the like Roseanne Barr effect. How I think that she looks much better now that she's older than she does when she was younger.
Interesting. Yeah, being an old lady suits her much better.
Yeah, and I think that Kathy Bates is the same thing because Kathy Bates in Misery. I mean, do you know what she looked like then?
Kathy, what? Sorry.
Kathy Bates in Misery.
In Misery? No. Oh.
I mean, she's pretty homely, my dude.
Pretty homely. Yeah. She is pretty homely. Yeah, she does look much better as an old woman.
Agreed. So I think that that's partly what it is, and that I don't know. She's
Kathy Bates, Matt Gaetz, large fried chocolate shake.
yes, yes. The Kathy Gaetz arc is like literally that. Like literally my Twitter. Like I think it started with the Christina Dorner picture. American hero Chris Dorner's sister.
Yes. Equally as accomplished sister.
Yes. Also equally as really convincing writing, manifesto writing. Anyway, so that picture was going up, and I'm like, I'm done sincere posting on here. It's just everyone's so fucking dumb. I'm just gonna make fun of everybody because that's kind of how I feel most of the time anyway.
Yeah, you were traipsing around the K-Hive for a little bit.
Dude, that was a mistake.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So stupid Chris Francis who we had on this on the show. No, just the peace and love. I love you. But he fucking poked that stupid hive, and
my God.
And then like someone was saying that like it was like a video he posted of this like really cunty black girl who was like, why do we like Kamala Harris? Because we made a coalition. And
yeah,
like,
the pauses,
and like,
they made me infuriated.
And it was like, so it was like this very smarmy, smug bullshit without saying anything they like about her. And then she says that the thing that she did bring up was her record as a DA. And it was so like
that's the last thing you bring
up. It gave me like brain damage. It was like, wait, this black girl is bringing up that because that's literally the thing that like
that is the most anti-black platform I've ever seen in politics,
right? And like really something that
in my lifetime
she should not get away with.
Not in the entirety of politics. We did have Jim Crow, we had slavery. I'm not likening this to that. In my lifetime, that is like the most anti-black thing I've ever seen.
The fruit basket does not endorse slavery.
Not the seal of approval. Just stamp that right on there.
That guy Hitler was a bad egg.
He was kind of a creep. He's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, he had some cool ideas about the Jews, but his mustache is totally gay. I can't take that's a come down bit. But anyway,
yeah, it's not. Yeah.
But
not
yeah,
ours.
so then I go in there and I'm like, I just said, wait, you think that she was a great like DA, and it hurt. It hurt, and then like all of these like accounts that vaguely all looked really similar.
Yeah,
and I'll get to my point on that. Like
wait, be careful. You don't want to say that all black people look the same, Jordan.
Well, that was the thing is they weren't all
not
black.
on our public podcast.
So like what happened
kidding.
was like the first one was like a black guy, if he was even a real person, which is kind of where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes, she was like an outstanding blah blah blah, and then like I went to his profile and it was like law student at something else. So it's like he's sort of like, if I were to engage with him, I'd be like, he's gonna try to like pretend he's some authority on this, even though he's clearly just has blinders on about the reality of her like life as a DA here. And then like all these other K-Hy-V accounts went and liked it, and then they were all engaging with each other until I just muted the conversation because I'm like, this is so insane. But
yeah.
But I mean, didn't Rising do a segment about how like they proved the K-Hive thing were like bot accounts?
I think so.
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg had a similar following that was like bot accounts that would like interact with one another, but like to no end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. Perry says Twitter discourse is a brain aneurysm. That's like why I really don't do it. It's like because and again, like, you know, like even the things I care about are like, you know, kind of progressive or like left things, but like the leftist infighting purity test shit has made that even so fucking gay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like even not liking somebody's personality or like liking somebody like Michael Tracy is like problematic. I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking out. Like, I'm completely, because like I mean, if you are willing to listen to this podcast, you know, like all those fucking people would think I'm super problematic, even though I want the same things they want, which should be the point, but they're fucking crazy. So like, but not as crazy as the K-Hive, which I think aren't real people. I think it's either paid people or it's bots. But I think they're like paid people to do this.
Yeah.
Because again, she got 0 delegates. Like literally no one voted for her. So
Not a single. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard got more delegates than Kamala Harris.
not a very effective coalition.
And now Kamala is our vice president.
Yes.
God damn it. You know, I didn't notice the K-Hive when like a pretty inoffensive black woman was also in power with Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not notice a K-Hive style following of hers. Like what is this like fervent, because you like what I've seen is like she's the first woman of color like vice president, yes, but like there have been women of color who have been in like really high positions of power, and like being the first lady, she had like a lot of opportunity to do great things, and she did a little bit, but like she didn't have the same fervent support from people like the K-Hive, like these gays and girls who love Kamala.
It's a cult. I mean, like because like I mean that girl's video was like totally cult shit. It's like, oh, you're not. It's nothing about what she does or doesn't do. It's your coalition that's like as like around the personality of a person.
It's a purpose that they have now.
Yeah, it's
to support somebody on the grounds that they support them, like literally on the grounds that they exist.
Yeah,
that they are a prominent person in politics.
But yeah, not interested in engaging with that anymore.
And they are completely like unashamed about it, like saying that they support her DA. They don't know anything about her DA, her time as a DA,
which is why it's just like it's got to be money here.
5,000 black men went to jail, right? About that much.
Oh yeah, easily, yeah.
Like because of Kamala.
Not to mention, you know, using prisoners as a labor force. Like I mean, just there's endless like. You know, the joking about smoking weed, but also throwing tons of black people in prison for small marijuana offenses. Like, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, like, really, I mean, just in terms of like, you know, one of the biggest like issues, obviously, in Black America is like the prison system. I mean, it's like literally like what the last year has exploded about. And for like all these people who would probably like be like, you know, say his name, hashtag, are going to talk about how great her prosecutorial record is, and it's like,
Yeah, I would literally. I want to put her in an electric chair in Minecraft. Like, I will build an electric chair, change my player model to Kamala Harris, and then electrocute myself.
She's like Hillary level evil. Like, I mean, I really, and like, I, you know, it's like Joe Biden's like a hard person to hate. Like, I know he's like a kind of atrocious record and whatever, but like, I don't think I think like really what it is, I really do think he's like mentally declining, and like, you know, older people either go in two directions. Either they become really shitty or really like nice and like cute when they get dementia. And I think he's the latter, and he's just hard to dislike. I mean, it's just because I just see him as like a, you know, kind of a husk of a person that like, you know, and so it's like, you know, it's that empathy is overriding, you know, whatever my logical understanding of his.
And Joe Biden like put Kamala in charge of the border problem.
Hilarious, right?
And nothing has happened. Like literally, Kamala's whole platform was like, day one when I'm in, we will end the border crisis.
Well, she went to
get those babies in cages out. She said the
that
phrase
like hundreds of times.
Babies in cages. And then a million times.
And then she went to Guatemala and said the biggest reason this mass migration is happening, like to their face. She said it was because of racism and homophobia.
Good fucking Lord. I mean, she's so incompetent and just like so unable to deliver on anything. And and I don't think she wants to. Honestly, like the border crisis, if she were to come out, I think I said this on the podcast before, if she were to come out and say like, it's a much more complicated issue and we are working on steps to fix it, but it's more than just me because I don't know how to handle it myself.
Well, you wouldn't say the last part, but that kind of, humble.
If she were like humble about it, like it would really, really like change my perspective. But she is like saying, yeah, I'll handle it.
But she's insulated because I've never seen
packed like sardines in here.
Like she's insulated because like, you know, since like 9/11, I've not really seen our media turn into state media to this degree.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, like, never are they going to criticize anything she does or doesn't do. So, I mean, I don't know. But the thing is that, like, what she'll come up against is if she ends up being the incumbent or whatever, is she just has no charisma, like none.
Yeah.
So,
did you hear that that Joe and Jill Biden shot Jimmy Carter and his wife with a shrink ray gun?
That was a weird picture. That was so fucking weird.
And then they took pictures of them.
My only guess, because what's like weird is it like looks like they're sitting in dollhouse furniture.
Yeah.
Like that is.
It's a set.
But
They built the set.
But it fucks with your brain because it's not like tiny. It's just like 3/4 scale.
3/4. Yes.
You're like,
it's like maybe they do live in like a 3/4 house. Those exist.
No.
in Laguna still?
They're at like a historic place. Like it's not, so it's not a real like house.
Okay.
It's there's something to it. I mean, I just.
But 3/4 scale is like still a thing. I mean, like beach houses in Laguna sometimes have 3/4 scale, and, unless they demolish them. But like you drive down Laguna Canyon and you see on the left like tiny houses, fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Who lived in those things? Ants?
What is the Center for
Fucking
Ants?
Puppets? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, the Carters are like in their mid-90s, so like they're gonna be tinier people now. Jimmy
Right,
Carter.
they're from that era of people who the average height was 4'8".
Mm-hmm.
They're from the 1860s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
exactly.
it makes sense.
Makes sense.
know?
Yeah. It was a lack.
That's when beds were only 3.5 feet long.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's how tall Jimmy Carter is.
And that's how tall Jimmy Carter is. His shoe size is actually 3.
Wow. He has to buy them at Payless Kids. All jokes aside, though, fam, Jimmy Carter is a very lovely man.
He is
was not a great president, but he did
pretty
try.
incompetent. Yeah.
No, he was not. It's just
Really?
economic policy, and he also like got fed a plate of shit. Like
I thought maybe he like didn't really do anything. I thought that's why he wasn't a good president.
No, so he was like post Nixon. He did a lot of stuff, but like it just was at the wrong time. Like I mean, like he gets remembered for like a lot of the shit that happened at the time that like wasn't necessarily his fault, like the gas crisis and like things like this.
He couldn't handle it. He was post Nixon.
Post Nixon.
He was
well, the ramifications of pulling out of
he
Vietnam.
was just so focused on his vixen. His wife Vixen.
Yeah. So
his sexy foxy wife.
Right, exactly.
He couldn't focus on anything except for that and his peanut farm.
Yeah, my penis farm. And then so he and then it would make sense that like when there's like a massive kind of economic situation going on, you get fucking charisma'd out Ronald Reagan talking about like austerity and trickle down, and everyone's like,
yeah,
there you go. So one term,
dick her down economics.
Dick her down economics. Very nice.
Steven says people are going to believe this about Jimmy Carter. Him being so small. He got shot with a shrink ray gun. He was born in 1863.
Born in 1863, wears size 3 shoes he has to buy at Payless Kids.
He's never seen an iPhone. If he saw an iPhone, his brain would implode.
Yes, so they have to like just pretend that we're still living in 1970s when he was president. But no, he's like genuinely a good dude. Like, I mean, like, dude had fucking brain cancer and like didn't even stay in the hospital long enough to like not go and build houses for Habitat for Humanity, which he started.
Yeah.
He's just actually a progressive, like, good dude. And it'll be sad when he dies. But it's pretty funny that he outlived like so many presidents.
I know,
like,
seriously.
So I think he like has records for that actually. Like he's like outlived like so many like But,
only the good die young.
And like he's kind of, and also
Carter's evil. You heard it here. Only the evil live long.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the opposite of that saying. Only the good die young.
Only good die young. He also too like a good ambassador for like when Christianity's done right, like and isn't annoying.
Yeah, for sure.
Like actually taking the words of like Jesus and doing them in a way that isn't horrible to get like power or control or something.
Yeah.
But anyway. So there's some other things.
Greg wanted to talk about Jill's polarizing fashion decisions.
Well,
or not talk about Jill's polarizing fashion.
Well, what's weird about it is more like that. So Melania dressed better and was hotter. I mean, like objectively speaking.
Oh yeah, the bar is so high now.
And then, but now it's like media outlets are like, yes, Jill slays.
Yes, Queen Dr. Jill.
Doctor,
slays.
excuse me, Doctor, female of color.
Our most educated First Lady when Michelle Obama existed,
exactly.
like
Dr.
8 years ago.
Dr. Jill Biden, woman of color, girl boss CEO.
Honorary Dr. Woman of Color.
Honorary Dr. Woman of Color, yes. Oh my God. So
yeah, she is such an ally.
So yeah, let's see here. I had something. Oh, so speaking of brain dead liberals,
oh
this
God.
fucking lady. This is like that thing of like liberals being racist. And,
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. So this is Kathy Reisenwitz. I'm watching the Boondocks for the first time and I have feelings. I understand the viewer is supposed to laugh at some of these characters, but I must say it feels gross as an exceedingly melanin deficient person to laugh at black characters. Exceedingly melanin deficient. Oh my God. It's not giving me enough of an ick to watch. Not to watch because it's so fucking good, but like it's making me think. Who are you, Kathy?
Yeah. So okay, a few things. If you've not seen the Boondocks, it's a fantastic show. It's really funny, and what's funny about this is so many of the episodes make fun of white people like this, for doing stuff like this. And what's crazy about it too is it's like, how does she not see that is so fucking racist? Like you were literally saying that I'm gonna go, like, I like this thing that this black person made, but I'm stifling my laughter because the jokes he wrote are too black for me or something.
Yeah, that is brainworms.com.
Just head empty.
Can we get that URL?
Brainworms.com.
Brainworms.com.
Let's see if it exists.
We got to get that URL. I'm gonna do it. Brainworms.com.
Yeah, we can get it.
We can buy brainworms.com.
All right.
Brainworms.com, everybody. We're going to turn it into crackmilf.com. Like that kind of thing, too. It's going to be like crackmilf. Brainworms.com.
Fart princess.
Guys, don't go out and buy that URL, that domain.
If you buy it, I'm just going to do brainworms.gay or .com.
Brainworm.fart.
Brainworm.fart. You can't do that, yeah. Brainworms.fart. Hey, we probably should make a launch page. So
we absolutely should. Not y'all with a Squarespace sponsorship.
I'm talking about if you want to make your website easy, go to squarespace.com.
This is our first ever website. Brainworms.fart.
Brainworms.fart, and I made it so easy by using Squareface. If you want to get
Squareface,
if you want to get 20
Squareface, it's a picture of Zac Efron.
You're right. If you want to get 20% off your next Squarespace purchase, put in "comes leaking out of my ass 20."
No, it's a really long promo code.
Yeah, well, you gotta make them work for it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who cares? Liberals are racist. We know this.
Yeah. It's been a.
Speaking of that, because I was thinking of Steve saying that on our thing when we interviewed him last, Steve Cox.
Yeah.
I thought it was so fucking funny that he went on that Ryan Knights guy show, who has a pretty big following. Recently, he's just some progressive kind of person. It's not my cup of tea, but whatever. Anyway, he went on that guy's show and wore a suit for it, and I'm like.
Performative.
Little bit of, yeah. I almost thought about tweeting something of like, oh, you wear a suit.
You'll wear a suit for this, but not us, huh?
But in fairness to him, we dress like fucking schlubs anyway, so might as well.
That's the appeal.
And I think that Steve bros out with the boys, so.
Yeah, I want to do a podcast. I want to have a podcast guest who I would invite to a barbecue.
Yes.
I don't want to have a guest who'd be like, we only meet in the meeting room, in the conference room. Mm-hmm. We'll only meet there. You have to wear a tie. I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Boring.
So anyway, it was just funny.
Yeah, it shows how much he respects us.
Mm-hmm.
I think he likes us better, though.
Well, I think he knows us better at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we should talk about the CIA recruitment video.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, you did.
The CIA recruitment video?
Yeah, I'll play it.
Oh,
when
God.
I was 17,
Yeah.
I quoted Zora Neale Hurston's How It Feels to Be Colored Me in my college application essay. The line that spoke to me stated simply, I am not tragically colored. There is no sorrow dammed up in my soul nor lurking behind my eyes. I do not mind at all. At 17, I had no idea what life would bring, but Zora's sentiment articulated so beautifully how I felt as a daughter of immigrants then and now. Nothing about me was or is tragic. I am perfectly made. I can wax eloquent on complex legal issues in English while also belting Guayaquil de mis amores in Spanish. I can change a diaper with one hand and console a crying toddler with the other. I am a woman of color. I am a mom. I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder.
Oh my
I am
fucking God.
intersectional,
Oh
but
my God.
existence is not a box-checking exercise. I am a walking declaration, a woman whose inflection does not rise at the end of her sentences, suggesting that a question has been asked. I did not sneak into CIA. My employment was not and is not the result of a fluke or slip through the cracks. I earned my way in, and I earned my way up the ranks of this organization. I am educated, qualified, and competent.
Oh my fucking God.
So this is great because now everyone's like, oh, this is now like we all knew this had been weaponized, this language, you know, and like how woke ideology, like terminology and whatever is the worst thing to happen to the Progressive Party ever. I mean, and I think it's pretty baked into like Marxist ideas, unfortunately, and ultimately ends up kind of being the undoing. Although, like, you know, if you're like putting more socialist ideas forward in this country in particular, I think we actually could have like run an experiment to where like this shit wouldn't ruin it, but it did. I mean, it really did. Like, this is not palatable to anybody. Like, and so because it, like, you know, it gets into this like over enthusiasm about like, you know, the individual, and then you start to like create this hierarchy of like, okay, well, who's like the most oppressed, and it just doesn't work. I mean, we've talked about this a million times. So like,
She is a cop. She's the most evil version of a cop.
Which is why this woke a ton of people up, because it's like, okay, so like, so look, you know, you can, you know, corporations can get away with it. We all can just like roll our eyes at like, you know, Target having a Black Lives Matter thing or whatever, like, you know, fine. Or like Walmart more accurately, or Amazon, or, you know, but when it's literally an organization that has just done thousands of extrajudicial murders, and like, you know, staged coups in countries and destabilized regions that cause all the conflicts we have. I mean, just the list is endless.
But at the very least, they're diverse.
And well, that's it. And so like that's literally the selling point, is that like look at this, and it's like very similar to that helicopter pilot picture with like all the gay helicopter pilots, and they look like the fucking village people.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and so like, and it's just like the military, like this is like where it officially jumped the shark. Like anybody who says the word like intersectionality or like even really POC at this point, or like it's just like you lost it. It's like now it's being like, you understand that it is now a marketing strategy for even the most vile places in our government.
Yeah.
So but there was an amazing development from this.
Oh, thank God.
So do you know who Tom Morello is?
I know the name, but
yeah, so he was the guitarist for Rage Against the Machine.
I was gonna say, it's
which
a punk
is
thing.
So what's so funny about this is like their whole thing was like, you know, anti-political message, anti-CIA, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so Michael Tracy tweeted something, and then Michael Tracy tweeted, the argument will of course be made that the CIA is only espousing woke ideology as a cynical ploy, not because the ideology actually serves to entrench the CIA's power. Just like every other corporation and hegemonic cultural political institution, all one big coincidence, right? Makes sense. And then Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine tweets, silly me, I thought the CIA was evil because of their 70 years of war crimes, assassinating heads of state, torture, and crushing people's movements around the globe. And it turns out the real problem was a woke pamphlet. And it's like, Tom, you're missing the fucking point.
Yeah.
Like what you're defending is what they're using to like make the CIA seem more palatable to idiots like you. And then so this got better. So after getting in this argument with Michael Tracy, where he was just, I don't think Tom's stupid. I mean, he went to Harvard actually, but it's like he just, I think that people just, they so don't want to be seen as something that it gets in the way of like things that may come from your side that are hurting the progress you want to make, right? Which is woke language in my opinion. So then he says that, and then he does this. Strap in.
Oh God, for all our white friends and allies in this struggle against racism, even the well-intentioned who don't see race, check out this short vid on white fragility. Buy the book if it resonates, and if it makes you bristle, it likely just proved its thesis. Fucking Christ, dude. Rich Harvard grad rock star from the 90s pretending that he's radical or relevant by shilling a liberal white wine mom book. It's the first reply.
Written by a white lady. So
fucking hell, Tom.
I know. It's really something else.
That is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
The guitarist for Rage Against the Machine.
Yep. And he's been doing this, like, you know, Trump gave him brainworms. So like
brainworms.com. Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
How much is that? Must not be inexpensive. domain?
Domains usually aren't. I'll look into it when we finish. But
Brainworms.com.
yeah, we just post the goatsy picture.
Yeah, Craig says, I thought we buried that book.
we did.
We did. We weren't ever going to talk about it ever again.
And I have to sort of gloat for a moment. Like, we did that way before, like pretty much like immediately when it hit the bestsellers list and was being touted as a thing. And then you saw the populace slowly turn on it.
Yeah.
It just took a long time.
It is such a racist book.
It's such a fucking racist book, and she's such a racist lady. You know, like it's like this wild thing, and it's like that's out of Maya Angelou's entire bibliography. Like, you're gonna recommend Robin DiAngelo's White Fragility after like getting in a Twitter argument with Michael Tracy, like a fucking neckbeard autist, like for real.
You can literally read about black issues from a black author who probably knows a bit more.
Yeah.
And also will do it in a not so racist way.
Or they might. I mean, like that. I think that Ibrahim Kendi guy is a fucking racist.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's but like, you know, it's pretty, you know, indisputable that like, you know, Maya Angelou is at the very least like an important thinker, and wrote some of the most beautiful shit ever, even if it was not really around race or anything. I mean, some of her just poetry in general, even if it's not like,
I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. She's good. You know, it's like, somebody saying they hate her, I'd be like, well, you know, really? But yeah, I swear to God, everything's a psyop. It's just like.
Wait. When was this tweet? Oh, this book was in June of 2020.
Yeah, so it was.
The book tweet was. But still.
So I guess one didn't precede the other, but it's like, but still. So apologies. But I mean, again, it just evolved into this ridiculous thing, and Michael's right. I mean, it's like that's, you know, Michael tweets some fucking brain dead shit, like, you know, pretty often. But it's like, I think people really need to stop calling this racist. It's like no, like we all want the same things. We all want equality. We all want all of these things. But like getting to the point to where like progressives can actually make social change, they have to stop getting out of their own ways. And this language is like it's the worst. And like it's why like you know, Trump divided the Republicans, but like but the Democrats, like big D Democrats, united, baby. Mm-hmm. And like, they are not your friend, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but the left is just so awful at like uniting. They're just like, they just can like point of privilege. Can we stop using gendered language?
Luckily, like Gen Z is waking up to that. Like TikTok, that video went viral on TikTok like last month, even though it's like a video from like a few years ago.
It's been floating around again recently.
Yeah.
I think we played it when it first came out.
Greg made a drag joke, but it didn't show up on your screen. It's only on my phone.
Oh, bummer.
This is just like the movie Contact. Yeah, Jodie Foster is getting racist messages from her dead wine mom, on the beach or whatever the fuck, through an alien or something.
Yeah, that's a good movie actually, and I love Jodie Foster. I told you about when I went on that Jodie Foster bender. Like, I just watched I watched like 25 Jodie Foster movies in a row. Yeah,
she's fantastic.
I'm a big fan. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It's like everything's a psyop, everything's gay and stupid. So
yeah, that is hilarious. That, oh my God, White Fragility. Here, give this white woman more money so she can make money off the grievances of black people.
I really just don't. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why people do this. Like, I mean, or they'll hurl like the most intense insults at you over over stuff that is really kind of something that you should reflect on. Like, why can't people have conversations anymore where it's just like, you know, like, hey, like I'm super into QAnon and psychic vampires, and then you kind of go like, well, you know, there is some truth to the stuff they talked about. You know, you know, some of the details got a little fuzzy and dramatic, but you know, there is an elite cabal of pedophiles, which is proven by the arrest and Clinton-style suicide of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. This is all real. So I understand a part of your cause, but then you would say, like, you know, you might want to consider though the kind of more fantastical elements of this aren't necessary because the whole story that's real is actually equally as fantastical and scary. So I would have a concern that these fantastical elements about vampires maybe undermine the public consciousness being aware of someone like Epstein and caring. And then I've not really had a problem with QAnon people. I usually can like they're like, yeah, this, and like kind of give some progressive things, and they're like, oh yeah, well, I don't like that because of this and socialism, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But it's like this liberal, you're fucking racist if you say woke language might be bad. And it's like, well, we're done now. We're done here. Like, I mean, like, you're not talking like you're not talking like a person anymore. So I don't know. It's like the leftist infighting, which I think it has a lot to do with YouTube left punditry. I'm not gonna like bring up names because they're all pretty fucking boring to me. But it's like, and the irony is not lost on me. But at the same time, it's like I think that we're like pretty egalitarian in our political views. So it's like, but again, like I have the same end goals generally as these people do. I just choose to not engage with people that aren't willing to have a conversation like an adult or show mutual respect. Like that's mostly what it is for me.
Yeah.
And so I guess like why I think like the debate bro thing is so fucking gay. It's like you're not looking to debate, you're like looking to win, and it's like it just escalates into this like fucking uncomfortable thing. And it's like if you want to have like a conversation, okay, but
yeah,
otherwise, no, thank you. Debate me, bro.
No. Grow up.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Life's too short.
It is, indeed. Well, we almost made it to an hour.
Almost, yeah. I'm proud of us. This is completely unplanned. We were like, hey, do you want to do a podcast today? Because we probably weren't going to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it worked out. But we'll update you guys. We'll update you guys on Jordan's second vaccine tomorrow, and mine will be on Thursday. Were we going to put together a little like iPhone video kind of thing?
Since we're not going to, we'll do something. I'll figure out something. Like we're not
a little fruit basket special.
We're not going together. And then like, if I get sick on Thursday, it would be hard to like take you or go with you,
That's okay. I should be fine getting there and back.
I don't see it. I mean, it's not far away. So
yeah.
It's like whatever. And it's pretty in and out, but yeah. So, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated and all that. Cause it's kind of like an interesting sort of science experiment on ourselves.
Yeah.
So
I know Perry got his second vaccine.
And probably experience what we're gonna experience. Sounds like it's like a day of like mild sort of fever thing and aches and pains. Some say the aches are like really bad. But you just load up on whatever. Kind of wish just like basically wish I didn't have an opiate addiction because I would have probably squirreled some of those away. Just to not think about it for the whole day.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll just make you some homeopathic herbal tea.
That sounds good for me.
And that should do the exact same thing as any opiates might do.
Yes, or we can drink urine, which will help cleanse my auras.
Yeah, a urine enema. You can do that as well.
Yep.
That'll really clear you out.
We'll shoot all kinds of liquids out my butt. It'll be great.
Yuck.
Okay, we love you all.
Love you guys.
Like, subscribe. You probably are all subscribed, but like it anyway.
Yeah, we're here every, I don't know, Wednesday usually. Not this week.
Oh, we should mention. So Sean got his old job back.
Oh, my old
You
job.
wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So I know I've talked about like Pokemon and stuff, but because I was doing that for a job, I was literally opening up Pokemon cards for a job. I got a job offer starting this summer to go back to costume design. So fucking thank God, the gods. I know I'm maybe speaking about it too soon or whatever, but I already emailed and confirmed dates and stuff with my new manager, and so
yeah.
What a relief.
The reason why I brought it up though is like we might have to change the day and time, like depending on his schedule.
Right.
So,
yeah, because I'm gonna be working full time doing that, and usually it's like a standard business day, 9 to 6.
Yeah.
So we may have to move our time a little bit, maybe a lot, like 7:30.
Or maybe
we'll
just
see.
do it on a day you don't work.
That's true. We could also do it on a day I don't work.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic too.
So
yeah, I'd actually maybe we can figure that out. But yeah, thank you guys for saying congrats. I know I'm very excited about it. And finally, like live theaters opening back up. It's gonna be outside, but still, like outside during the summer in California at night, it's gorgeous out.
yeah, it'd be great.
So it's gonna be fantastic. I haven't done outdoor theater since high school, and I loved it, dude. There was this giant tree. We performed 12th night outside at my old high school. Performed a Shakespearean show. And we had a swing hooked up to the tree that was part of the set. We built the set all around the tree. It was gorgeous. Like I loved doing outdoor theater, so it's so nice to be back. And we're going to be doing 2 shows from June to August. So
I think
I'm
it's
super stoked about it.
I think it's gonna be really nice, and I'm really excited for you too. And so, yep. So that's that, and we'll see you. We will be here next Wednesday, but
Yes, we will.
so that won't be till June. But anyway, bye.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
People are tired of women.
The Fruit Basket.